Let's talk about the connection between anxiety and control. Anxiety is a stress response that we experience when we perceive that something might be harmful or threatening to our well-being in some way, when things feel uncertain or out of control. And many times, our automatic response when we feel our anxiety rising is to try to control things in our external environment in order to gain a sense of internal homeostasis or peace. For example, you might try to control your partner's behavior. You might try to control the volume of your children. You might try to control the order and cleanliness of your house, or maybe your exposure to germs and other potential toxins. There are a number of things that we might try to control in order to actually try to control our anxiety. The irony is that these behaviors in the long run actually increase that anxiety because control is somewhat of an illusion in many cases. There are a number of things we can and should take control over, most of those having to do with our own agency, but there is a great number of things that we cannot control. And when we try to control them, we're going to feel even more anxious because that's not a stable place. It's not a reliable thing. It's not going to afford us the homeostasis that we need. And so I would recommend, if you are struggling with anxiety, to try prayer. You can try extended times of prayer if that helps, or even just repeated prayers throughout the day. The reason that prayer can be effective for us is that, one, it helps us to have a healthy acknowledgement of those things that are outside of our control. It helps us to relinquish the attempts to control those things, and at the same time, it helps us to put them in the hands of someone who can control them. Because those things that are outside of our control are not outside of God's control, who loves you, who cares for you, who provides for you, who protects you, who heals you. And when we know that those things are in His care, we can have more of a sense of peace and internal regulation rather than constantly trying to change our environment instead.